Hare Krishna. We will be discussing Lord Nityananda Balaram's childhood pastimes today. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ananda Lila May Vigrahay Hemavati Vicha Visundaraय Tasmai Mahaprem Rasapadaय Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste आजानुलंबित भुजौ कनकावदातो संकीर्तनैकपितरो कमलायतक्षो विश्वम्भरो द्विजवरो युगधर्मपालो वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरो करुणावतारो. So we'll understand first Lord Nityananda Prabhu's some of the glories from the various scriptures from Vayu Purana. बलरामो ममैवांश सो अपि मत्पृष्ठं विश्यति नित्यानंद इति ख्यातो न्यासी चूड़ामणि क्षितौ. In the Vayu Purana, Lord tells Brahma, Lord Balarama, who is my first expansion and not different from me, will also appear by my side as Lord Sri Nityananda. He will become the crest jewel of all renunciates on the earth. Kritva avadota vesham sa dharmam bhagavatam bahun grahayitva janan nittam grahinam astramam tataha. Assuming the dress of an avadut, he will freely distribute Bhagavad Dharma, that is love of God. He will distribute this pure love through various means and deliver all living entities. He will do so first as a brahmachari and later as a householder. Jahnavi Adibir Atmanam Darshayishyati Manavan, accompanied by his eternal consort Srimati Jahnavi Devi and many other intimate associates, Lord Nityananda will reveal his transcendental pastimes to the people. Second, from Ananta Samhita of Atharva Veda. Nityanando Mahakayo Bhutva Mat Kirtane Rataha Mimudam Bhakti Rahitam Mama Bhaktam Karishyasi. In the Ananta Samhita, Lord states to Anantadev, when I appear in Navadvip in Kali Yuga, you will become Nityananda. You will have a very tall, beautiful, large body. You will be constantly absorbed in chanting my name and glories. In this way, by your causeless mercy, you will convert many bewildered fools who are devoid of devotion into my pure, unalloyed devotees. And from Chaitanya Charitamrita itself, we can see from Srila Krishnadas Viraj Goswami. Sankarshana Karanato Yasai Garbhodasai Chapayobdisai Sheshascha Cha Kala Sanitya Nandakya Rama Saranam Mamatsu Sankarshana-karanато yasai garbhodasai chapayobdasai sheshascha yasam cha kalasa nityanandakya rama saranam mamastu. May Sri Nityananda Prabhu be the object of my constant remembrance. Sankarshana, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakasai Vishnu, and Kshirodakasai Vishnu, as well as Sesha, or his expansions and expansions of his expansion. That same Nityananda Prabhu is none other than Balaram. And so that is from the scriptures, and from Srila Prabhupada himself is talking about who is Lord Balaram. Brajendra Nandana Sachisuta Hoilo says Balaram Hoilo Nitai, who is appeared as Lord Balaram in Krishna Lila, Braj Lila, same as Lord Krishna appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, son of Sachi Mata. Same way, Lord Balram appeared as Lord Nityananda Ram. So, Nayam Atma Balahinena Labhyana Bahuna Na Sutena. So, here, so Lord Balram is the spiritual strength. Lord Nityananda Ram is the spiritual strength. So, only way we can get spiritual strength, only way we can attain Krishna is through Lord Balram. That's it. It's not be obtained by ready and some studying the Shastra scriptures by our own, nor by our material strength. So only by Lord Nityananda Prabhu is the Guru Tattva representation of is the Adi Guru representation of Guru Tattva. So by his mercy we can understand. Otherwise it's very very difficult to understand. We can't attain Krishna without his mercy. So now let's understand the beautiful pastimes of Lord Nityananda Prabhu's birth and his childhood pastimes. In Ekachakra lived a pious Brahmana who was famous because of his title Oja. He was a wealthy man but had affection for his Yajamans. on whose behalf he performed his worship. His wife was a lady of sweet disposition, but she was unhappy because she had no child, even though she was able to bear children. Each of her children died at the time of birth. At last, she got a son who was born at a very auspicious moment. The Oja felt both happy and sad simultaneously and dedicated his only son to the mercy of Parvati Sankara. He and his wife analyzed the fate of their son, and out of dissatisfaction, they named him Ado. But others in the village kept different sweet names for the child and would often visit the Oja's house to see the nice child. Day by day, the child grew into a beautiful boy. Oja performed the ceremony that celebrates the time that a Hindu child can take rice for the first time and other social ceremonies as the child grew. When it was time for the boy to get married, his father selected a girl from a nearby village. Padmavati was the name of the bride. She was equal to the bridegroom in every way. A few days after marriage, Oja and his wife disappeared from the world. Hardo was overwhelmed by the absence of his parents, and he spent a deal of money performing funeral rites for his parents. Hardo Oja gradually became a respected scholar in all shastras. Eventually, he got the title Hadai Pandit. He was a devout Vaishnava and scholar in Vishnu Bhakti Tattva. His wife was also a devoted Vaishnavi, and the villagers came to respect the couple for their sincere worship of Lord Vishnu. Birth of Lord Nityananda. Adai Pandit was very happy when he heard that his wife Parvati was pregnant. She gave birth to a beautiful child on the auspicious day, and the religious minded ladies of the village came to see the child and bless him. Each gave a different opinion of the child. One woman questioned whether the child was actually a boy or a doll made of golden butter. Another woman commented that she had never seen a child who could cool both the eyes and the heart. Every day, a crowd gathered at the house of Hadai Oja, and for the well being of his son, Hadai Oja would distribute money to needy people and perform other types of charitable activities. Hadai Oja's son grew like waxing moon and remained the center of pleasure for his parents. His mother loved him so much that she never put him down from her lap. At the time of his name giving ceremony, someone suggested the name Rama and someone else suggested the name Nityananda for the child. When he was old enough to crawl on the ground, people spontaneously called him Nitai and wanted to hold him on their laps. People were enchanted by his sweet smile and his tiny teeth, which looked like drops of milk. Nityananda became the center of life for the people of Ekachakra. The old man continued to tell his story to Jahnava Iswari and her associates. He said that one day he felt disturbed for some reason, so he went to the house of Hadai simply to see Nitai. When he took the child in his lap, all his miseries seemed to vanish. Hadai Pandit's affection for his son was boundless, and he would never go anywhere far from the child. Once he went to the house of Ejaman, but returned immediately to his home to check on Nityananda. His mother used to smear the dust of Haridra on his body to brighten his complexion, but the Haridra seemed dull next to Nityananda's own golden color. She smeared scented oil on his head to cool it, but his body was with cooler and sweeter than the oil itself. After giving him a bath, his mother would dry him with a soft piece of cloth. Then she would dress him in silk and advise him to play in the house. But Nityananda would smilingly ask her who she should play with. He should play with, for he had no friends. Now Nityananda Prabhu's further childhood pastimes. We'll see that. So earlier that was from Bhakti Ratnakar. This is Chaitanya Bhagavat. Jaya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Kripa Sindhu. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Gati Raghbandhu. All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, who is an ocean of mercy. All glories to Sri Nityananda Ram, who is a friend of those who are ignorant of goal of life. Such a mercy by simply hearing and chanting the glories of Lord Nityananda. जय अद्वैत चंद्र हरि जीवन धन प्राण जय श्रीनिवास गदाधर their Nidan. All glories to He who is the life and wealth of soul of Sri Advaita Chandra. All glories to He who is the shelter of Srivas and Gadadhar. Jai Jagannath Sachi Putra Vishwambar. Jai Jai Bhakta Vrinda Priya Anuchar. All glories to Lord Vishwambar, the son of Sachi and Jagannath. All glories to the devotees who are beloved associates of the Lord. On the order of Lord Chaitanya, Sri Anantadev had already appeared in Bradadesh, was engaged in various pastimes. पूर्वे प्रभु श्री अनंत चैतन्य आज्ञाय राधे अवतीर्ण है अचेन लीलाय हड़ायोज नामे पिता माता पद्मावती एक चक नामे ग्राम Godeshwara Yati. His father's name was Adayoja and his mother was Padmavati. Sri Nityananda Prabhu appeared in the village of Ekachakra as the Lord of Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Gaude, Gaudeswar, because he is the so by Lord Nityananda Prabhu. That's why this Gaudeswar refers to Nityananda Prabhu, who is the Lord and Master of the Gaudiyas. And that's February 2nd, Thursday, 2023 in US is the Lord Nityananda Prabhu's appearance. Very, very important day for Gaudiya Vaishnava. That's why, because he's called Gaudeswar, who is the Lord and Master. Destroys living entities, anarthas, or unwanted things, and awaits the Gaudiyas the supreme destination of service in the pure transcendental rasas of Vatsalya, Sakya, Dasya. So that's why it's very important. शिशु हैते सुस्थिर सुबुद्धि गुणवान जिनीना कंदप कोटि लावण्येर धाम. From his childhood, Lord Nityananda was sober, intelligent, and the abode of all good qualities. His charming loveliness defeated the millions of cupids. Sei haite Radhe Haila Sarva Sumangal Durbiksha Daridya Dosha Khandila Sakal. The entire district of Radhadesh was filled with auspiciousness and devoid of famine and poverty from the time of his birth. ಈ ದಿನ ಜನ್ಮಿಲೆ ನವದ್ವೀಪೆ ಗೌರಚಂದ್ರ ರಾಧೆ ತಾಕಿ ಹುಂಕಾರ ಕರೀಲ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ. The day that Lord Gaurachandra appeared in Navadvip in Radhadesh, Lord Nityananda roared loudly. Ananta Brahmanda Vyapta Hila Hunkare Mucha Gata Hila Yena Sakala Samsare. His roar spread throughout the innumerable universes, and the people of the entire world were practically rendered unconscious. Some people said it was thunderbolt, while others thought it was a great calamity. Other people said, we know that cause. It was loud roaring of Nityananda Goswami, the Lord of the Gaudiyas. Gaudeswar Goswami is called. So, he matta sarvaloka nana kata gaya Nityananda keha nahi chinila mayaya. In this way, people had different opinions about what had happened, but no one could recognize Lord Nityananda due to the influence of his illusory energy. हेन मत्त अपने लुकाय Nityananda Sishugana Sange Kela Karena Ananda. Nityananda remained hidden as he enjoyed childhood pastimes with other children. Shishugana Sange Prabhu Yata Krida Kare Sri Krishnera Karya Ara Nahi Spure. The pastimes that the Lord enjoyed, the childhood friends were all related to the activities of Lord Sri Krishna. So now we'll see, because he has performed the pastimes of Gokul, pastimes of Mathura, pastimes of Dwaraka, pastimes of even Lord Ramachandra, because Lord Balaram takes so many different forms in whenever Lord appears, is there in so many different ways, expands. देव सभा करे ना मिलिया शिशु गणे पृथ्वीर रूपे केह करे निवेदन तबे पृथ्वी लया सब सबे नदी तीरे आया शिशु गण मिली स्तुति करे ऊर्ध्व राया कौन शिशु लुकाया ऊर्ध्व करी बोले जन्मी बाण गिया अमी मथुरा गोकुले. He and his friend formed an assembly of demigods, one of them acting as Mother Earth, offered prayers to them. They then led Mother Earth to the river bank, and the children all began to offer prayers. Then one of the boys, hidden from view, loudly declared, I will soon take birth in Mathura Gokul. Uh, so the Deva Sabha here refers to the Sudharma assembly. Mattire refers to the Milky Ocean. So this is they are performing this pastimes of birth of Lord Krishna. Devaki was there. कोन दिना निशा बागे शिशु गण लया Vasudeva Devaki re Karayena Viya. One evening, the Lord and his friends enacted the marriage of Vasudeva and Devaki. Bandi gara kariye atyanta nisha bhage Krishna janma kurayena keha nahi jage. Then late one night, while everyone slept, they made a prison and enacted the birth of Lord Krishna. Gokula Srijiya Tahi Anena Krishnere Mahamaya Dila Laya Pandila Kamsere. They created a Gokula and Krishna was taken there and exchanged with Mahamaya, thereby tricking King Kamsa. Kona Sishu Sajayena Putanara Rupe Kehastana Pana Kare Utti Tare Buke. Another time they dressed someone as Putana, then someone climbed on her chest to suck her breast. So, Kona Dina Sishu Sange Nalakadi Diya Sakata Gadiya Taha Palena Bangia. One day Nityananda and his boyfriend made a Sakata or a handcraft out of reeds, then broke it. Sakata Banjan. Sakata Banjan. Earlier Potana. So, Vada. निकटे वसये यथा गोयालेर गरे अलक्षिता शिशु संगे गिया चुरी करे. Another day, the Lord and his friends stole from the houses of the neighboring cowherd men. So this is the beautiful pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna stealing butter from the house of cowherd man. And Gopi is complaining to Mother Yashoda about Krishna's mischievous acts. So Lord Nityananda took great pleasure devising this, performing these wonderful pastimes of stealing palatable curd, butter, milk, and eating and drinking it. कांद्रे चढ़ी शिशु गणा नाही एया करे रात्रि दिना नित्यानंद संहति विहारे. The boys were never left to Nityananda association to go home, but continued sporting with him day and night. यहार बालका तारा किच्छु नाही बोले सबे स्नेह करिया राकेना लाया कुले. The children's parents did not complain, rather they would affectionately embrace Nityananda. सबे बोले नाही देखी हेन दिव्य खेला Kemane Janila Sishu Eta Krishna Lila. They said, we have never seen such transcendental sports. How does this child know so many of Krishna's pastimes? Kona Dina Patrera Gadiya Naga Gana Jale Yaya Laya Sakala Sisugan. One day the Lord made snakes out of leaves and then took his friends to the water. Because Lord Nityananda Prabhu is expansion. In all his expansions as Anantadev, so even the snakes. So that's Lord Shiva carrying that mercy. So he's having all these snakes because Lord Shiva's most worshipful deity is Ishtadev, is Lord Sankarshan Ram, Lord Nityananda Ram. So that's why that will be that is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Janpadiya pade keha achesta haya chaitanya karaye pache apani asiya. One of them jumped into the water and remained there inert. Later, the Lord brought him back to consciousness. Kona dina tala vane sisu gana laya sisu sange tala kaya denukam Maria. Another day, Lord and his friends went to Talavam where they killed Denuka Asura and ate tal fruits. All these pastimes were performed Lord Krishna and Balram, Brajlila, so Lord Nityananda performed one by one. शिशु संगे गोष्ठे गिया नाम क्रीड करे बका अग वत्सासुर करी ताहा मरे. Nityananda and his childhood friends went into the fields and enjoyed various pastimes such as killing of Bakasur, Agasur, and Vatsasur. दिखाले ऐसे करे गोष्ठीर सहित शिशु गण संगे संग बैते बाइते. In the afternoon, the Lord and his associates returned home blowing buffalo horns. कोन दिने करे गोवर्धन धरा लीला वृंदावन रची कोन दिन करे केला. One day they enjoyed the pastimes of lifting Govardhan Lila. Another day they created Vrindavan wherein they enjoyed various sports. कोन दिन करे गोपीरा वस्त्र हरण वसन हरण कोन दिन करे यज्ञ पत्नी दर्शन. One day they enacted Krishna's pastime of stealing the gopis' clothes. Another day they enacted the is meeting the wives of the Brahmana. This is Dvija Patnis. On one occasion, a boy dressed as Narada with a beard and gave Kamsa some confidential information. Kona Shishu Narada Kachaye Dadi Diya Kamsa Stane Mantra Kahe Nibrute Vasiya. Another day, one boy dressed as Akrura and took Krishna and Balram to Kamsa's capital. As Nityananda cried in the mood of the gopis, it appeared to his friend that a river was flowing from his eyes. विष्णु माया मोहे केह लाहिते ना परे Nityananda Sange Sava Balaka Vihare. Due to the influence of Vishnu's illusion energy, no one could recognize Nityananda as he enjoyed the pastime with his friends. Madhupuri Rachiya Brahmena Sisu Range Keha Haya Mali Keha Male Para Range Pare Range. The children arranged the city of Mathura and then wandered through the streets. Sometimes played the role of a gardener, someone accepted a flower garland from him as Lord Krishna and Balram were walking down to the arena of this Malla Yuddha to Kamsa arrange. So they are meeting one by one. All these pastimes have happened. The florist, the cloth washerman, all these pastimes. So there here we see all these pastimes. कुब्जा वेश करी गंधा परे तारे स्थाने दानुका गड़िया बांगे करिया गर्जने. Someone dressed as Kubja and sandalwood pulp was accepted from her A large bow was made, and they all shouted in joy when it was broken. Mm. They enacted pastimes of killing the Kuvalaya elephant and the wrestlers Chanur and Mustik. Thereafter, Kamsa was grabbed by the hair and thrown to the ground. After killing Kamsa, the Lord danced with his friends in such a way that everyone watching began to laugh. Kamsa vada kariye nachaya sisu sange sarva loka deki hase balakera range. In this way, Nityananda and his friends imitated the pastimes of various incarnations. E matta yata yata avatar Lila Saba anukarana kariya kare khela. Kona dena Nityananda hiya Vamana. Baliraj Kari Chale Tahana Bhuvan. One day Nityananda dressed like Vamana and went to cheat Bali Maharaj out of his kingdom, who covered the three worlds. वृद्ध काचे शुक्र रूपे केहा मान करे भिक्षा लई चढ़े प्रभु शेषे तान सिरे. Someone played the role of aged Sukracharya who forbid Bali from giving the three steps. After accepting the gift, Lord placed his last step on the head of Bali. So one day Nityananda enacted the pastimes of building a bridge across the ocean with the boys playing the role of monkeys. This is a beautiful pastime. Kona dina Nityananda setu banda kare vanera rupe sabha sishugana dare. Beram Dhara Gacha Kati Pelayana Jale Sishu Ganam Meli Jaya Raghunatha Bole. They cut castor oil plants and made a bridge across the waters, and all the boys exclaimed, Jai Raghunath, Jai Raghunath. Sri Lakshmana Rupa Prabhu Dariya Apane Danu Dhari Kopa Chale Sugriva Sthane. Nityananda accepted the role of Lakshmana, who angrily went with a bow in his hand to chastise Sugriva. अरे रे वानर मोर प्रभु दुख पाया प्राण ना लयुमु यदि तबे जाटा आया मलयवान पर्वते मोरा प्रभु पाया दुख नारी गण लाया बेटा तुम्ही करा सुखा. O king of monkeys, my lord is in distress, come quickly or I will kill you. How can you sit here enjoying with women while he is lamenting on Malayavan mountain? कौन देना क्रुद्ध हया परशुरामे रहे मोर दोष नाही विप्र पलाह सत्वरे. Another day Lord Nityananda spoke in anger to Lord Parsuram, O Brahmana, I am not at fault, leave me here at once. Lord Nityananda was absorbed in the mood of Lakshmana. The boys, however, could not understand this and thought it was just a game. Pancha Vanarera Rupe Bale Sisugana Varta Jignasaya Prabhu Haya Lakshmana. On another occasion, five boys took the role of monkeys and the Lord took the role of Lakshmana. Who are you, monkeys, wandering in the forest? I am the servant of Lord Ramachandra. Tell me who you are. सारे बोले हमारा वालीरा भये बलि देखा श्री रामचंद्र लाई पड़ा धुली. They replied, we are wandering out of fear for Vali. Please take us to Lord Ramachandra. We wish to take the dust of his lotus feet. The Lord embraced them and led them to Ramachandra, whereupon they all fell at his feet. One day Lord enacted the pastime of killing Indrajit, the son of Ravana. And one day in the mood of Lakshmana, he accepted a defeat. Vibhishana Kariya Anena Ramastane Lankeswara Abhisheka Karena Tahane. Someone in the role of Vibhishana was brought before Ramachandra and Rama performed his Abhishek or coronation, installing him as the king of Lanka. Kona Sishu Bale Muni Ailun Ravana Sekti Sela Hani Aya Samvara Lakshmana. One boy said, I am the mighty Ravana, now I am releasing the Sekti Sela weapon. Stop it if you can, Lakshmana. ಏತ ಬಲಿ ಪದ್ಮ ಪುಷ್ಪ ಮರೀಲ ವೆಲಿಯ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣೇರ ಭಾವೆ ಪ್ರಭು ಪಡೀಲ ಧಲಿಯ. Saying this, the boy threw a lotus flower at Nityananda, and in the mood of Lakshmana, he fell to the ground. He fell unconscious. Just played wonderfully by Lord Nityananda. Murchita Haila Prabhu Lakshmanera Bhave Jagaya Chayola Save Tava Nahi Jage. After the Lord in the mood of Lakshmana felt unconscious, all the boys tried in vain to revive him. परमाद्य धातु नाही सकल शरीरे खंदाय सकल शिशु kata diya sire. When they found no symptom of life remained in the body of Nityananda, they all held their heads and began to cry. The Lord's father and mother came running there and also observed that there was no sign of life in their son. They then also fell to the ground unconscious. Everyone who saw this tragedy was struck with wonder. As the boy described the entire incident, someone said, I understand why he is unconscious. Previously, one great actor played the role of Dasrat, and when he heard the Rama had left for the body, he left his body. Someone else said, there is a boy dressed as Hanuman. If he gives him medicine, he will be cured. Before this incident, Lord had instructed his friends, when I fell unconscious, you should all gather around me and cry. After a while, send Hanuman for some medicine. I will recover when he puts the medicine to my nose. When the Lord fell unconscious in his own mood, the boys were all bewildered. Because they were so confused, they could not remember the Lord's instruction. They simply cried loudly, "Oh, brother, please get up." But when the boys heard the people's comments, they remembered Nityananda's instruction. The boy dressed as Hanuman immediately went for the medicine. Another boy dressed as renunciate welcomed Hanuman with fruits and roots. He said to Hanuman, "My dear sir, please stay and grace my ashram. It is a great fortune to meet such a person as you." There were three demons Lord Hanuman had to meet. So that's what is happening here. Hanuman replied, "I must go and complete my important mission. I would like to come, but I cannot delay. You must have heard that Lakshmana, the younger brother of Ramachandra, has been rendered unconscious by the Shakti Sela weapon of Ravana. Therefore, I am going to Gandhamadana hill to bring medicine. Only then he will survive." The renunciate then said, "If you must go, first take a bath and eat something, then you may go." The two boys repeated whatever Nityananda had instructed them. Therefore, everyone gazed at them in astonishment as they listened to their conversation. Then, on the request of the renunciate, Hanuman went to take a bath in a lake, whereupon another boy in the lake grabbed the hold of his feet. This is another Surasa and all those shadow catching and all that. The boy playing the role of crocodile tried to pull Hanuman into the water, but Hanuman pulled the boy to the shore. After a short fight, Hanuman defeated the crocodile. When Hanuman returned to the renunciate's ashrams, he saw a mighty warrior. The boy dressed as Rakshasa then attempted to swallow Hanuman. He challenged, "You have defeated the crocodile, but how will you defeat me? I will eat you." Mayakasura saw this. Then who will revive Lakshmana? Hanuman replied, "You, Ravana, is a dog. I consider him most insignificant. Get out of my way." In this way, the two first exchanged some harsh words, then they began pulling each other's hair, and finally they began striking each other with their fists. After promptly defeating the demon, Hanuman approached the Gandhamadana hill. Then Hanuman fought with some boys who were dressed as Gandharvas. After defeating the Gandharvas, Hanuman took the Gandhamadana hill on his head to Lanka. Another by playing the role of a doctor, remembered Lord Rama as he held the medicine to Lakshmana's nose. At that very moment, Nityananda Mahaprabhu Uttila Takane Deki Pita Mata Adi Hase Sarvajane regained his consciousness upon which the parents and others there all smiled in relief. कोले करिलेन गिया हटाई पंडित सकल बालका करिलेन हरसिता. Adai Pandit embraced his son and all the boys became overjoyed. Everyone asked, "Dear son, where have you learned all this?" The Lord smiled and said, "These are all my pastimes." In his early childhood, Lord was most attractive. No one wanted to let him go from their laps. Everyone had more affection for Nityananda than they had for their own sons. But no one could recognize him due to the influence of Lord Vishnu's illusory energy. In this way, from the beginning of his childhood, Nityananda had no happiness other than enjoying the pastimes of Lord Krishna. All of his friends left their parents to constantly sport in the company of Nityananda. I offer Sei Sava Sisura Paya Bahu Namaskar Nityananda Sangi Yandra E Matta Vihar. I offer repeated obeisance at the feet of those boys who enjoyed the association of Lord Nityananda. Thus, from his childhood, Nityananda has no interest other than enacting various pastimes of Lord Krishna. Who can describe the pastimes of Lord Ananta? They are only manifest to one who has received his mercy. Henamatta Dwadasa Vatsara Taki Gare Nityananda Chalilena Tirtha Karivare. Nityananda remained at home like this for 12 years. Thereafter, he left for visiting the holy places. Tirtha Yandra Karilena Vimsati Vatsara Tabe Sesha Ailena Chaitanya Gochare. He traveled to the holy places up to the age of 20, then joined the association of Lord Chaitanya. So please listen to the narration in the Adikanda, the holy place visited by Lord Nityananda, who only the most degraded sinful atheists would dare to criticize. Thus, the Lord, that Lord who delivered the entire universe, nothing but an ocean of mercy. Only by His mercy can we know the truth about Lord Chaitanya. In fact, the glories of Lord Chaitanya are manifested through Him. Please listen to the topic concerning Lord Chaitanya's dearest associate visiting the pilgrimage sites. Suna Sri Chaitanya Priyatamera Katana E Mata Karire Tirtha Mandali Brahmana. Without Lord Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, that's why before Lord Krishna appearing, Lord Balram appeared. Before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, Lord Nityananda Prabhu appeared like that. Because he's the one clearing, purifying the place, purifying the place. mm, in our hearts. That's why to get Krishna first, Lord, we have to accept Lord Nityananda Balaram, spiritual master. And then only when he sows the seed in our heart, Bhakti Beej, not Karma Beej, not Gnana Beej, not Yoga Beej. So then actually our heart will start growing in Bhakti. That is coming from Lord Nityananda's mercy. Then we can understand and attain Krishna. The Lord first went to Krishna. There he went alone to Vaidyanath. He went to Gaya, then to Lord Shiva's abode, Kasi, where the Ganga flows towards the north. Seeing the Ganga, Lord Nityananda was greatly pleased. He took bath and drank some water. Yet his grief was not mitigated. In the month of Magha, January to February, the Lord took an early morning bath at Prayag. Then he went to Mathura, his former birthplace. The Lord sported in the waters of Yamuna at Vishram Ghat. Thereafter, went with great interest to see Govardhan. The Lord visited each of the 12 forests, beginning with Vrindavana. When he saw the house in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj at Gokul, he sat down and cried profusely. तबे प्रभु मदन गोपाल नमस्करी चलीला हस्तिनापुर Pandaverapuri. Nityananda offered his obeisance to Madan Gopal, then went to Hastinapur, the abode of the Pandavas. भक्त स्थाना देखी प्रभु करे न क्रंदन ना बुझे तैर्दिका भक्ति सुनिए Karana. Seeing the home of the devotees, Nityananda began to cry. The local people, however, could not understand the Lord's sentiment due to their lack of devotion. As Lord Nityananda remembered Balram's glorious activities in Hastinapur, he exclaimed, "Oh, Haladara, please save me," and then offered obeisances. Thereafter, Nityananda went to Dwaraka, where he joyfully took bath in the ocean. He then next went to Siddhapura, the place of Lord Kapila. There is a Kapila Ashram, Siddhavata. And then he went to Matsya Tirtha, where he distributed foodstuffs at a festival. Lord Nityananda then visited Shiva Kanchi and the adjoining Vishnu Kanchi. He laughed when he saw the two groups of followers quarreling there. Nityananda Prabhu also visited Kurukshetra, Prutudaka, Bindu Sarovar, Prabhasa, and Sudarshan Tirtha. He also visited the great holy place called Tritakupa. He also went to Vishala, Brahma Tirtha, and Chakratirtha. The Lord visited Pratisrota, where the Saraswati river flows in opposite direction. The most magnanimous Nityananda and went to Naimisharanya. This is where this is Ayodhya, next to Ayodhya. He then visited the city of Ayodhya, where he cried upon seeing the birthplace of Lord Ramachandra. तवे गेला गुह का चंडाल राज्य सुखा राज्य था महामूर्च Nityananda Pailena Tata. Nityananda then visited the Chandala Gohaka's kingdom, where he fell unconscious. Simply by remembering the activities of Chandala Gohaka, Nityananda lost consciousness in ecstasy for 3 days. On seeing the forest where Lord Ramachandra had resided, Nityananda rolled on the ground in separation. Thereafter, Lord took bath in Sarayu and Kosika rivers. Then he went to the ashram of Pulascharusi. Lord Nityananda took bath in Gomati, Gandaki, Sona river. Then he climbed to the top of Mahendra mountain. There he offered obeisance to Parashurama. Nityananda also visited Haridwar, the source of Ganga. Lord took bath in Pampa, Bhimarati, Godavari, Venva, and Vipasa rivers. After seeing Kartikeya at Madurai, this is Tamil Nadu, the most intelligent Nityananda went to Sri Saila, the abode of Shiva and Parvati. Shiva and Parvati reside on this mountain in the form of Brahmana couple. This is in Andhra Pradesh, Sri Saila. ब्राह्मण ब्राह्मणी रूपे महेश पार्वती से ही श्री पार्वती दोने करेना वसति निज इष्ट देव चिनिलेन दुई जना अवधूत रूपे करे तीर्थ पर्यटन. Upon Nityananda's arrival there, they understood that their worshipable Lord was wandering on pilgrimage as mendicant. As I told before, Lord Shiva's worshipable deity is Lord Nityananda Balram, Lord Sankarshan Ram. They were most satisfied to receive such a guest, and Parvati happily cooked for the Lord. परम आदरे भिक्षा दिलेना प्रभु रे हासी नित्यानंद दोने करे नमस्कार. They fed the Lord with great affection, and Lord Nityananda smiled and offered them his respects. Only Krishna knows what they confidently discussed. Then the Lord continued his journey to Dravida or South India. The Lord visited Venkatanada, Kosti Puri, Kanchi, and Kaveri, and the best of the rivers. Then the Lord visited the sacred place Sri Ranganatha temple, Sri Rangam. And thereafter he went to Harikshetra. He visited Rishabha mountain, Rishabha hill, Mathurai, and Krutamala, Tamraparni, and Uttara Yamuna rivers. Nityananda visited the ashram of Agastya Rishi in the Malaya hills. The residents there were all jubilant to see the Lord. Nityananda stayed as a guest in their ashram and then departed in great ecstasy for Badrik ashram. Lord Nityananda resided in seclusion for some days in the ashram of Narayan Rishi. He then went to the ashram of Srila Vyasdev, who recognized that Nityananda was Balram himself. Srila Vyasdev personally received Nityananda as a guest, and the Lord offered his obeisance to Vyasdev. Lord Nityananda then visited the residence of Buddhists, where when he arrived there, he saw they were all sitting together. The Lord asked a question, but no one replied. Becoming angry at them, Lord kicked them in the head, but they all simply smiled and ran away. Nityananda thus fearlessly continued his travels through the forest. The Lord eventually arrived at Kanyakumari. After seeing Durga there, he went to see the southern ocean. Nityananda then went to Anantapur, and after that he went to Panchaspara Kunda. He then visited the temple of Shiva known as Gokarna. He visited Kerala and various places in Trigarta. He then visited goddess Parvati who dwells in an island near Gokarna. Lord Nityananda also visited Nirvindya, Payasni and Tapti rivers. He went to the city of Mahismati on the banks of Reva river. He saw Mallatirtha. The Lord then passed to the holy district Surparaka on his way west. The fearless, ecstatic Nityananda Prabhu traveled in this way without fear of anyone. The Lord had no control of his body due to his ecstatic love for Krishna. Sometimes he cried, sometimes he laughed. Who can understand his ecstatic moods? As the Lord traveled in this way by the will of the providence, he met Sri Madhavendra Puri. Ye matta Nityananda Prabhu re Brahmana Daive Madhavendra Saha Haila Darshan. Madhavendra Puri is an exalted devotee of the Lord. From him, actually, the Mathura Rasa began to distribute it. Getting distributed is the root. Mm. And then from there, Eswarpuri, then from there, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took initiation from Eswarpuri. The body of Sri Madhavendra Puri is imbued with ecstatic love of God, and his followers partake of those same sentiments. He did not relish anything other than loving sentiment for Lord Krishna, who enjoyed his pastime in the body of Madhavendra Puri. What more can I say about the devotion of he who was the spiritual master Sri Advaita Acharya? When Nityananda saw Madhavendra Puri, he was immediately stunned in ecstatic love and fell to ground unconscious. Seeing Nityananda, Madhavendra Puri forgot himself and fell unconscious. Sri Gaurachandra has repeatedly stated that Sri Madhavendra Puri was the original root of worship in ecstatic love. I just mentioned. भक्ते रसे माधवेंद्र आदि सूत्र धरा गौरचंद्र यहाँ कही या चैना बारे बारे दोनः मूर्च कहिलेन दोनः दर्शने कंदर्य ईश्वर पुरी आदि शिष्य गणे. After they both fell unconscious, the disciples headed by Ishwar Puri all began to cry. After some time, when they regained external consciousness, they held each other's neck and began to cry. Overwhelmed in ecstatic love for Krishna, then they rolled on the sand and cried out loudly. Tears of love flowed like rivers from their eyes and soaked Mother Earth, thereby making her feel gratified. Shivering, shedding tears, hair standing in hand, and other ecstatic symptoms appeared without the end, for Lord Chaitanya personally resides in their bodies. Lord Nityananda said, whatever pilgrimage I have performed till now has today been borne fruit. This is the actual real meaning of holy places. In our Tirtha Yatra, that means we must meet with the devotees of the Lord, especially this is a caliber as pure devotee of the Lord Madhavendra Puri or spiritual masters, Monofied Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, meeting them, serving them, hearing from them, taking instruction from them. That is the most uh, required thing or most beneficial thing whenever we go to, and that's why under the guidance of devotees, with associate devotees, we should go to the yatra, holy places. Um, Today I have seen the lotus feet of Madhavendra Puri. By seeing his ecstatic love of God, my life has become successful. God Nityananda Prabhu itself is teaching this lesson by this. Madhavendra Puri embraced Nityananda and was unable to reply, for his throat was choked with love. Sri Madhavendra Puri was so pleased that he was unable to release Nityananda from his embrace. Yeswara Puri, Brahmananda Puri, and other disciples of Madhavendra Puri all felt great attachment for Lord Nityananda. They had previously come across many sadhus, but they had never before seen such a devotional symptoms. They always felt distressed while conversing with materialistic people, so they decided to travel through the forest. Now, with this meeting, their distress was mitigated and their love for Krishna was aroused. For some days, Nityananda Prabhu traveled with Madhavendra Puri and Delhi discussing topics of Lord Krishna. The characteristics of Madhavendra Puri are most wonderful. He fell unconscious just by seeing the dark cloud. Out of love for Krishna, he would day and night laugh, cry, exclaim, hi, hi, almost like a drunkard. Lord Nityananda was intoxicated with loving sentiment for Govinda. He would laugh loudly and sway to and fro with love of God. Madhavendra Puri's disciples constantly chanted the names of Hari as they observed their extraordinary symptoms of love. The two forgot whether it was day or night in their absorption of ecstatic love. Although they remained all together for a number of days, they considered the time hardly a moment. Who can know all of the incidents that took place between Nityananda and Madhavendra Puri? Only Krishna can know. Madhavendra Nityananda chadite na pare. Niravadi Nityananda sampati vihare. Madhavendra Puri was unable to give up the association of Nityananda, so he constantly remained with him. Madhavendra said, I have never seen such ecstatic love wherever such love of God is found, that is my favorite holy place. I know Krishna has bestowed his mercy on me because he has given me associate with Nityananda. Wherever Nityananda association is found, that place is most sacred and completely transcendental. If one hears the name of Nityananda, he will certainly attain the lotus feet of Lord Krishna Chandra. Nityananda ke हेन भक्त सुनिले श्रवणे अवश्य पयिवे कृष्ण चंद्र सेवी जाने नित्यानंद आहार तिलेक द्वेष रहे भक्त हिले वो से कृष्णेरा प्रिया नहे one has the slightest envy for Nityananda is never favored by Krishna even if he appears to be a devotee. In this way, Madhavendra Puri day and night exhibited affection for Nityananda with his speech and activities. माधवेंद्र प्रति नित्यानंद महाशय गुरु बुद्धि व्यतिरिक्त आर ना करे नित्यानंद considered Madhavendra to be his guru and nothing less. These two greatly learned personalities did not know whether it was day or night due to his ecstatic love for Krishna. After remaining together for some days, Nityananda left for Setubandha Rameswaram. Madhavendra Puri went to the sea Sarayu river. In their absorption of Krishna consciousness, they both forgot their own bodies. Therefore, the devotees being such separation for the Lord maintain his life. Otherwise, how could such intense feelings be tolerated if one were in external consciousness? Whoever hears the topics regarding the meetings between Nityananda Prabhu and Madhavendra Puri will certainly achieve the wealth of love for Krishna. नित्यानंद माधवेंद्र दुई दर्शन यही सुन ये तरे मिले कृष्ण प्रेम धना हेन मत्ते नित्यानंद भ्रमे प्रेम रसे सेतु बंदे ऐलेन गते दिवसे. After traveling in the ecstatic mood for some days, Nityananda arrived at Setubandha. After taking bath at Dhanush Tirtha, he went to see Lord Rameswara. Then the Lord went to Vijayanagara. He visited Mayapuri, Avanti, and Godavari river. Then he went to the abode of Jiyad Narasimha. This is Simhachalam. He visited Trimalla and Kurmakshetra. This is that what is it, Vijayanagaram. So further than from Vizag. And eventually went to see Jagannath and Lord of Nilachal, this is Orissa. As he approached to see Nilachal, Ailena Nilachandrera Nagare Dwaja Deki Matra Mucha Haila Sarire. He fell unconscious upon seeing the temple flag. Dekilena Chaturvyuha Rupa Jagannatha Prakada Paramananda Bhakta Varga Satha. He saw Lord Jagannath as the source of Chaturvyuha Vasudeva Sankarsana Pradyumna and Anuruddha and surrounded by his dear devotees. Nilachal Nivasa Nichaya Paramatma Balabhadra Subhadram Jagannatha Aitena. They have seen Lord Nityananda seeing the Lord ships. He fell down. Deki Matra Hailena Pulake Murchite Puna Bahya Haya पुनः पड़े पृथ्वी ते. Immediately upon seeing the Lord Nityananda, his hair stood on end and he fell unconscious. When he regained consciousness, he again fell to the ground. Compass Veda Pulakastru Achada Pura Ke Kahite Pare Nityananda Vikare. Shivering, perspiring, crying, falling to the ground, and loud roaring. Who can describe these ecstatic transformations that was exhibited by Lord Nityananda? After remaining in Nilachal for some time, Nityananda went in jubilation to Ganga Sagar. Who can describe the Lord's pilgrimage? I have written brief only by his mercy. After visiting holy places in this way, Lord Nityananda returned again to Mathura. He continued only stayed in Vrindavan and became so absorbed in Krishna that he did not know whether it was day or night. He did not eat, but he occasionally drank some milk whenever someone offered to him. Lord Nityananda knew well that Lord Gaurachandra was living incognito in Navadvip. He thought to himself, I will go serve Lord Gauranga when he manifests his opulences. Thinking in this way, Lord Nityananda did not go to Navadvip but remained at Mathura. He regularly enjoyed sporting in the waters of Yamuna and playing with the children in Vrindavana. Although Lord Nityananda is omnipotent, he did not distribute devotional service to the Lord at that time. When Lord Gaurachandra manifests his opulence, then on his order he would begin to distribute devotional service. The servants and associates of Lord Chaitanya did not like to do anything without his instruction, but does not diminish their glories in the least. This is a very important instruction. As it's mentioned in Shastra. Krishna Shakti Nahi Vinatare Pravartan. Krishna Shakti. Yeah. So without Lord Krishna's instruction, without Lord Krishna's mercy, we can't transform our heart. We cannot attain we can we can't attain the spiritual body. We can't go back to Godhead. So that's why that is Guru and Krishna's instruction. Lord Krishna's Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction comes through Guru. So without the guidance and instructions of Guru, we can't really progress or transform. The Brahma Ananta Shiva, that's why Lord Nityananda waited for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions. Yes, showing until he appeared. So he is waiting for his call. Once after he meets them, the actual pastime, then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Lord Nityananda Prabhu to go to Bengal and preach. So on this order, so that's what is the teaching lesson for us. We should also always, under the guidance of our spiritual masters, Prabhupada, previous acharyas, we must conduct our life, our activities, so everything. So that is the way. तन्नाम रूपचरितादि सुकीर्तनान् अनुस्मृत्यो क्रमेण मनसि नियतष्टं व्रजे तदनुरागी जनानुगामी कालं नयेद अखिलम् इति उपदेशसारम्. That is the essence, always under guidance of the spiritual master. Brahma, Ananta, Shiva, and other demigod create, maintain, and destroy under the order of Lord Chaitanya. Sinful persons who do not like to hear such things are not fit to be seen by the Vaishnava. Just see for yourself how Nityananda Prabhu has blessed the people of this universe with the treasure of devotional service. Lord Nityananda is the foremost devotee of Lord Chaitanya, for glories of Lord Chaitanya always resides in his tongue. Day and night, Lord Nityananda chants the glories of Lord Chaitanya. So when one worships Lord Nityananda, he certainly attains the devotion to Lord Chaitanya. All glories to Lord Nityananda, who is the first manifestation of Lord Chaitanya. The glories of Lord Chaitanya become manifest by his mercy. One becomes attached to Lord Nityananda by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya. One who knows Nityananda never faces any adversaries. Those who wish to cross the ocean of material existence and drown in the ocean of devotion service must worship Lord Nityananda. संसारेर पारहन भक्तिर सागरे ये दुईबे से bujake nitai chandera. Clearly stated here. So if you want to cross over this material ocean and develop, enter into the ocean of devotion service, then one must worship Lord Nityananda and this represents the spiritual master. Keha bole Nityananda yena Balaram, Keha bole Chaitanyera bada priyadham. Someone said Nityananda is just like Balaram. Another person said he is the most dear to Sri Chaitanya. Someone may consider Nityananda as sannyasi, someone may consider him as a devotee, someone may consider him as a gnani. They may say whatever they like. Even if Nityananda was the most insignificant servant of Lord Chaitanya, still I would keep his lotus feet in my heart. This is by Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying. Therefore, I kick the head of any sinful person who disregards the glories of Lord Nityananda and dares to criticize him. If you find any follower of Lord Chaitanya appear to say something bad about Nityananda, you should know for certain that what they said was actually glorification. Vaishnavas are always pure and full of knowledge. So if there is ever at any quarrel between them, you should know it is simply part of the pastimes. If a person takes the side of one Vaishnava and criticizes another, he is certainly vanquished. Anyone who follows Nityananda without finding fault in him will surely attain the shelter of Sri Gaurachandra. When will the day come when I will see Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda surrounded by their devotees? Let me serve Lord Gaurachandra under the instructions of Lord Nityananda, who is my worshipful Lord of all respects. Sarva Bhave Swami Yena Haya Nityananda Tandra Haya Bhaji Yena Prabhu Gaurachandra Nityananda Surupera Sthane Bhagavata Janme Janme Padi Bana Yei Abhimata. I desire to study Srimad Bhagavatam under Sri Nityananda Surup birth after birth. All glories to Supreme Lord, Sri Gauranga, you have given me and then taken from me the association of Lord Nityananda. Still I beg for your mercy so that my mind may remain absorbed in his and your lotus feet. Lord Nityananda is your greatest devotee. No one can attain him without your sanction. Lord Nityananda traveled throughout the forest of Vrindavan until Lord Gaurachandra displayed his opulences. Whoever hears these descriptions of Lord Nityananda Swarupa's visit to the holy place will attain the treasure of divine love. Nityananda Swarupera Tirtha Paryatana Ye Iha Sune Tandre Mile Prema Dhana. Accepting Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I Vrindavan Das sing the glories of the lotus feet. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Chanda Jana Vrindavan Dasa Tachu Pada Yuge Gana. Shri Nityananda Ram ki Jai. Gopal ki Jai. Gaur Bhakta.